Well, fellas, this is Poorly Optimized Podcast, Episode 1. Obviously, we're playing with a format, which is going to be fun, though. But I guess we'll introduce ourselves. Valk here, an alias.
H.
And the other two people apparently aren't here, so,
Ladies first!
Bullets?
Oh, shit. This guy. So
Your
I'm
turns.
Hi, I'm Bullets, and I'm fucking awesome.
Beautiful as hell.
Yeah.
I'm just Cassie. I don't have anything.
Alright, Fizzle.
So creative.
God, this, so far this format's working fine. So for the first topic, we just wanted to do top 10 games. So I guess the rules were what? We had to pick the top 10 personal list, like for us in terms of games. A franchise can only be represented once. Historical significance and context doesn't, like, it matters, but it does not required. And you had to have actually beaten the game. Bullets. Is that right? Bullets.
Whatever you say.
Are you
Frank.
playing?
in trouble.
Whatever you say.
Oh,
Frank.
well, you don't have, or played a lot, or all right, whatever. Anyway,
You have to at
Oh,
least
so
so-
wait, now I'm
play
not
it.
the only offender.
Yeah.
Huh? Nice.
well, maybe not. I guess I was way off here, but I just want everyone to know if Bullets at some point kind of trails off here. He already told me he might be playing PlanetSide at the same time,
What a bitch.
so I'm not convinced that he's not. Bullets, how's that BFR run going?
Just got a new one.
You're fucking shit. I said to him, thank God you could spare us 30 minutes of your time.
Alright, who's gonna
You're
go?
welcome.
Okay, so Bullets, you start with you. I'm gonna actually write them down so that we can do like a graphic or something.
My number
Sometimes.
10 is
Number
Mortal
10.
Kombat NES. For the NES.
So that's number 1, right?
Did they make
Or,
that for the NES?
No, it's Super Nintendo. You're right. Yeah. No, I don't think they did.
I like your
Super
list.
Nintendo. Sorry.
A lot of he did a lot of. He had his fact checkers working on that.
All I knew was that Mortal Kombat, and it wasn't on a PlayStation.
I struggled with that. I thought about that, and I so badly wanted to put it on my top 10.
Yeah.
There's been many hours where
Oh, it's
I
classic.
would get my ass kicked in this game.
I would just beat off and play. I couldn't help it.
And sometimes when it gets you really excited, what are you supposed to do?
Flawless victory, right?
That's right. Fatality. It was. Oh, I love the game.
Whoever's in the room
Finish
just
him.
died.
Bullets took finish him to a whole new level.
Finish him.
Babyality? Oh god.
Huh? Fatality.
Oh Jesus.
Who's going next?
I guess I'll go.
wanna go?
Are we going from bottom to top?
Yeah.
Yes.
If you have no order, then that's fine. But
I'll start off with, I guess, Conker's Bad Fur Day for the N64. It's one of those games that me and my brother played a
Oh, God.
shitload of, and the multiplayer
Yes.
was just as good as the single player.
uh-huh.
And I think most of my games were games that me and my brother got a lot of playtime in. So,
There's nothing wrong with that. I'm telling you, man, that was the first game that I played. Was like, oh my god, I shouldn't be playing this.
exactly.
It felt like it was like a scandal. It was perfect.
Yeah, the Giant Pooh Man, it's great.
Uh huh. Yeah, my parents wouldn't actually buy it for me. I had to play it over at my friend's house.
Really?
Uh huh.
You had to get the bootleg version.
Yeah, it was like South Park. I didn't get to watch South Park or play Bad Fur Day, but over at the friend's house we did. Cassie, did you want me to go next, or did you want to go next?
You go ahead. I'm
Oh,
still
God.
rearranging my list.
Oh God. So
Okay,
for
I'll be ready.
So I have a lot of honorable mentions where I'll have to, at the end of this list, go back and be like, I'm sorry, people that are fans of this game. I really love the game. And this was a late edition, but I gotta go, and I was talking to Bullets about this. I go with Rome Total War, number 10. I needed a Total War game on here, and it's obviously the best one. I spent days in terms of hours in this game. It was the first RTS that kind of grabbed me like that, so I gotta go with Rome Total War for sure.
Made you buy the scrote, didn't it?
It did, by the scrotes.
I think it had a lot of people buy the scripts.
Well, you know you did.
Shogun is good too.
I'll be honest with you. I played very little Rome Total War,
Uh huh.
but I do like the Total War franchise.
Of course. And the modding was great. I mean, just being able to unlock all the content and actually have every faction, which was like, ooh, God, it wasn't supposed to be allowed. But once you did that, it was great.
Yeah, I think I know you. I know you've played a lot of that. I know you play a lot of Shogun, and we need to get back.
Mm-hmm. We do. The Bolts loves the Shogun too.
Yeah, being a weeaboo and all.
Yep.
All right, Cassie. I think we've stalled enough for you.
At least give us your worst.
For number 10, I had Myst.
Ooh!
I played it with my parents a lot when I was little. It was one of the first games that I played, and it was really hard. It's probably one of the hardest puzzle games, actually, that I have played, anyway. And then I played it not too long ago, and I realized, wow, this really wasn't all that bad. But it was still a lot of fun, and I like it.
Kid.
And I know it was.
I'm just joking. I was stupider.
What was it? Bug spray?
Oh my God! I read something online today. There was a comic that had to do with bug spray, and that's the first thing I thought of. Bug spray.
We'll have to explain all these at some point throughout the other podcast. But yeah, but with Myst, I mean, I remember playing with my brothers. It was a great game. So hard.
I wish I got to play those when I was a kid. I wouldn't have had the patience or anything, but I wish I had.
Well, I was so little when I played it. I'll be honest, I had no idea what I was doing. I was just clicking buttons. Sometimes the puzzle solved, and sometimes it didn't.
I'm pretty good at this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a good
Bring me the blue pages. Our Bullets. Number 9. Number 9.
I feel like this. I'm starting to feel like mine's out of order. But I have Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne. Warcraft series, very, very good. I think a lot of people here agree.
Bullets. I like Warcraft. Yeah, no, I mean Arthas, great
Didn't I
villain.
play that?
Yeah,
You did.
I think so.
Yeah, you played
They had all
online with us a lot.
the mods where we did footies and like the tree tag and stuff like that.
Yeah, you know, you're right, because
They stole baby's shoes.
You guys played footies.
Of
come
course,
on.
I was just laughing at the fact that Hales was laughing.
Footies versus grunts and all.
I actually thought he was thinking more along the lines of footsie.
And I was after I said that.
How much do you play footsies?
I'll never play footsie with you.
I didn't say with me. Why you got a dirty mind? Why are you
Blushing.
thinking about me right now?
But you're right though. Warcraft 3, I forgot about that. Not only is it just a good game, but the multiplayer with all the mods. I mean, it did give birth to Dota, right?
I
So.
wrote down Frozen Throne too. So.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
Frozen
no.
Throne.
I just wanted you to make sure you knew.
I know.
The sexier of the.
Oh, of course.
I know it had a lot of staying. It was one of those games that had a lot of staying power and replayability.
It did.
Oh yeah, it's my turn, huh?
It is your turn.
I'm gonna have to go with, I guess, another one of those games that me and my brother played a lot of for the 64. We didn't have a lot of 64 games, but of the few that we did, we Conker's Bad Fur Day and then Turok 2. We played the shit out of that. The Cerebral War.
Yes.
That's like one of the best
Yes.
weapons of any game ever.
Oh god, another podcast idea down the road. Best weapons in games.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Totally
love
forgot about
Turok.
Turok, man. Damn.
Bullets, you've only given up your first 2. You still have room to move around.
I don't
the other
know
8.
where I would even fit such an awesome game.
They're only 2 set in stone. Alright, Cassie. Oh, I guess it's me. Isn't it?
You're so selfless.
We don't understand. You're right. I just want everyone else to have all the spotlight. So for number 9 with me, again, the order got a little sketchy here, but I go with Max Payne 1. Number 1.
That's,
I mean-
damn it! Why didn't I think of that?
Wow.
Well, you still have
Mine-
room. Still have room.
Poop.
All right, I'll stop
I
for
couldn't
you.
have that on my list because I didn't finish it all the way.
Okay, listen. I came after I said that. I came back and said, if you want to do that, fine. I'm just telling you what we did, or I
After
thought
I
we
put
were
in
agreed
like
upon.
20 hours in that game through all the baby levels,
Chomp.
walking the blood,
Put that.
trails.
You put that as one of your final ones. I don't care.
No, go away.
But Max Payne 1, like, right? Has any game ever mastered the art of like metaphor
No.
the way that game had? I mean, the voice, everything.
Everything came together. On
Bolt
that.
time? Yeah. I mean, I don't know about angels, but it's fear that gives men wings. I mean, that's, I wake him cold sweats thinking about that game.
It is good.
Mm-hmm.
Telling you did that with me.
He took his straight pants off. His gay pants are back on.
Right. I thought you had a goal in mind, Bullets.
Them gay
You're right.
pants.
Alright, Cassie.
For number 9, I put BioShock because it was
That's very
just
good.
different. The fact that you had like your guns, but then you also had like the plasmids, and I like the storyline, and the art was really cool. It was different. And
The environment was great.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Rapture.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean the game is phenomenal. I almost put it in my top 10. I almost give anything away, but
Yeah,
it's
actually
it's
had
one of
it
the honorable
there
mentions.
As I was drunk doing this.
Nice. And also, just for full disclosure, I mean it's funny how when we go through this list, it definitely shows a lot of our childhood and stuff, and like
Yeah.
what we did, and like a difference in age because Cassie's younger than we are. So just
He's a
point
baby.
that out.
Shut
Some of her
up.
games have a little bit of a different look. All right, Bullets.
Come on, Beetle Bruce.
Number 8.
Resident Evil 4.
I like that.
I never played that. I wanted to. But
I still have it on the Wii. I haven't beat all of them.
You didn't beat the Wii?
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
should say that whenever you use the knife in that game, for the
Whoa,
Wii,
you're not supposed to use
you have
that
to
on
like
the Wii.
jerk yourself around.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Somebody,
you actually had you physically moved to use the knife, so you
Yeah.
actually got tired. You're like, geez, they thought Leon Kennedy had it hard.
Right. Yes. Exactly. And then those big, like you run out of ammo, then you have to start just swinging your arm like a crazy man.
It's like crazy, man.
Yeah, you gotta get all that energy.
Before was great because it was one of those rare occurrences when they took a series that was really successful but kind of getting old and stale,
Right.
and actually like they kind of blew it up and changed everything around and it actually worked.
Mhm.
And now every survival horror game uses that. Well, not every, but a lot of the big ones use that, over the shoulder,
Right.
third person style now.
Plus, let's remember the arms dealer.
Oh yeah.
How great was that guy?
What are you buying? What are you selling? Yeah. I had to think about it for a second because this was being recorded, so I was like, don't mess this up. Don't
On the
mess this
spot,
up.
On the spot.
Don't make me do any voices. Alright, Hales.
Alright, this is a toughie. I want to give an honorable mention right now to Max Payne 1. I was
Okay. I'm going to write that down.
Because I can remember playing the hell out of that and downloading a bunch of mods and stuff that, turned you into a kung fu guy and you had lightsabers and stuff. But I think for number 8, I'm going to go with Toy Commander for the Dreamcast. I don't know if you guys ever played that, but
I don't think I did.
it was like
I don't think I did either.
one of my favorite movies when I was a kid was Toy Story. So getting to play a
Of course.
game that was essentially Toy Story multiplayer with, again, me and Colton was awesome. We would always lose. One of us would lose our voice from yelling at the other one. And
Couldn't even fly out a window.
it's great. So that's number 8.
I like that. Yes, it's back to me. I almost went to Cassie again.
Jeez.
Again, the order's getting sketchy here, but if you're in a top 10, you really can't go wrong, right? So for me, number 8 here would be Silent Hill 2, which I don't want to spoil much for Cassie. Cassie and I are actually playing through it a little bit right now, but no game, like the whole no game has had a whole package that meant something quite like that game meant. Like it's like watching an awesome movie with twists. You go back and play the game again, and you're like, wow, so that's what that meant all along? Oh, God, I love that game. Like Silent Hill 1, you kind of want to give a nod here, but I give it to 2 because 2 took everything that 1 did, but it was like, okay, let's package it in an even better story.
Number 8 for me is Amber Journeys Beyond. It was another point-and-click game that my dad had bought, and so of course I played it. I was probably about 6 or 7 when I played it, and it's actually a scary game, and it scared the crap out of me, so I'm not real sure why I liked it, but it was good. It was very different, and That's about all I can say for it.
Scary was good though. I remember
Yeah.
Scary. Like I've got a warm spot in my heart for games that used to actually scare me. You know,
Hmm.
because it doesn't happen anymore.
No.
The
Unless
closest
I'm in
thing
a
they
video game.
right, like that would scare the hell out of me. You know, you could be in a Batman game. See, it's like
Is that Gary Busey?
that's Scary Busey as the Saw villain, Jigsaw.
I'm Batman.
Do this. Do it. I can't do it.
What? All right. Hold. Put me on the spot now. I'll have to do it on his next mess up.
Okay, so in T minus and 5 seconds.
That's right. Bullets, actually, it's your turn. Funny.
Okay, so
Number 7.
my very first Pokemon game,
Ooh.
Pokemon Blue, because it's my favorite color.
I'm glad that we talked about your list earlier because I'm telling you, that's a worthy
So you
game.
could butcher everything I had.
Listen, I'm just saying, had we not talked about it, and then you came up with the stuff that you had on there.
Wait, what was this game?
What, right
Thanks
now?
for listening.
Pokemon Blue.
Okay, okay. That's good, that's good, that's good.
But yeah, I mean, great game.
First Pokemon game I've ever played. I think
Alright,
it was
Hales.
regular Game Boy.
Oh.
We need. No, I'm sorry. No, we need to have like a system where we like wink somehow over. I don't know. I'll have to think of something.
I'll give a nod to Pokemon, an honorable mention. I'll do that.
All right.
Probably Pokemon Yellow, because I think that's what we had. Let's see, number 7?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Vigilante 8,
Mm.
combined with Vigilante 8 Second Offense.
Yes.
It's another one of those games that me and Colton played the shit out of. Just going through and finding all the... See, that's one of those things about... I never played Twisted Metal, but the secrets of the levels that you could do, like I know on... I don't know if it was the first Vigilante 8 or the second one, Ski Resort, but you could like trigger a
Yes.
boulder avalanche, and just
Uh-huh.
all the maps had like little secrets like that. So
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, right. I mean, I played a lot of it too.
Right.
And, right. You could actually go up on the ski lift, right?
yeah, and the characters were great, and the music was good, and it was just an all-around great game.
Yeah, I remember loving it.
I
All right.
don't think
So
I ever played it, unfortunately.
no. Yeah, it was a PS1 game.
Apparently I did.
I bet that's on PlayStation Network. I'm gonna check it out.
Check it out later.
I'm gonna have to. So for my number 7, I'm going StarCraft. I had to give a Blizzard game a nod somewhere on this list. So it was either this, Diablo 2, Warcraft 2, or Warcraft 3, but I'm going with this. So I have a soft spot in my heart when it comes to...
Baby's head?
Yes, almost like... So I have a baby's head side of my heart that... for villains. I love memorable villains.
Yeah.
So in StarCraft, of course, I mean, it's, the expansion pack Brood War, you had Kerrigan, who was kind of like the first real badass female villain that I can think of.
Right.
That, and I mean, think about it. So of all the other RTSs before that, kind of had, it was like a rock paper scissors thing, and it still has that in StarCraft, but all the races were so different. So to keep them like that different and that memorable, but still balanced, it was a great game.
That's a hard thing
I
to
think
do, yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's actually one of the most popular female villains that I have ever really read.
I can't even think of that many others.
Yeah, there's
Yeah, I
not very
can't
many female villains, that's for sure.
Cassie, what do you think about your next one?
Nudge, nudge, wink, wink.
I was yawning.
So they all say.
Shut up. So for number 7, I have Portal 2. Just because it was a lot of fun and both really frustrating, and I mean, the only thing, because it was really frustrating in some areas, but they made the game funny, so it was like I can deal with it. But I don't know, I
was
just
it?
really liked it. Portal 2.
Oh, yeah.
Are you
Yeah.
playing PlanetSide? I'm just
Yeah,
No,
are you
I was
listening?
looking
I'm
at my-
playing
I'm
Planside,
joking.
and I'm listening
I'm
to what
messing.
you
I
are.
realized I didn't have a number 5. I numbered them all out. I didn't have a number 5. I was like, what the hell?
Damn. It's the Nexus of the universe.
All right, so,
All right, so
number 6.
my next one.
Number 6. Yeah,
Yeah, Portal 2
good.
was. Yeah, it was because I debate whether or not 1 or 2 is better because 2 just took everything that 1 did, but even had more memorable characters like
Right.
Wheatley. Wheatley's great.
And the
He's like an
Space Core.
idiot with too much power.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And they added more to it with like the compulsion gels and stuff.
Right.
Some
Yeah, it
more
was even more challenging.
mechanics, game mechanics.
Mhm.
I think the commentary of that game was just
Yeah.
hilarious.
Valve. That's one of Valve's strong suits
Yeah.
is making the game as perfect as possible before they release it.
Mhm.
Don't forget about the hilarious like song they made. I think it was
Yeah.
the first one, really, but
Yeah.
Still alive.
yeah.
Still.
I have that on my iPod. I actually listened to that yesterday.
Is that your Power Run song?
It's not.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
No, it's not. It's not high. It's not. It's too slow of a song. I can't.
I understand. Okay.
He
I
jogs
can maybe
to
fall
it.
asleep to it though. It's a good lullaby song.
You gotta All right. Well.
You heard it here.
Yeah. Right. Endorsed
This is a
by.
triumph. I'm
Bullets,
making a
please.
note here.
Don't do
Huge
it.
Success.
Huge
I can't.
success.
Don't hate, bitches.
All right, Beetle Bruce, is it your turn?
Yeah, it is number 6.
Battlefield 2.
What the fuck? Why didn't I put that on there or anything? Jesus Christ.
So, Valkyrie knows.
I'm
Mini
sorry.
long
I have
hours.
to. Oh, I thought you were like.
Mini long
Valkyrie,
hours
take it
with my
away.
friends.
Take it away. Explain
Take it
my
away,
pick.
you got this.
Oh no, Battlefield 2, absolutely.
That's a great game, yeah.
That takes me back even to Hell's when Hell's father played.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, Sergeant Killer.
It was a great.
Solly plays still, right? Or has he moved
No,
on finally?
He hasn't played anything in a long time.
Oh, it sucks.
I mean, all of
Times you gotta take a break.
the Battlefield games are great. I don't know if you guys played 1942,
I did.
but that was like a new kind of game for me. I can
Mhm.
remember thinking, okay, these shitty little cars, can you put the dynamite sticks in the back? Will they stay there? And it blew my mind that they could.
All of a sudden, you've got car bombs.
Yeah, and then, they just made it easier and easier to suicide bomb stuff as the games went on, but that's not a bad thing. But,
They think about everything like that.
yeah, and all the
They
mods.
like to make it real.
I know I don't think for Battlefield 3 there's not a lot of mods, or they even have the capability yet, but I know on 42 and Battlefield 2 there were a lot.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, the one thing DICE, was able to do with Battlefield 2 is that they, besides Call of Duty, like other than Call of Duty, they were able to kind of blend vehicles in really well, right? So it's just a
Yeah.
different kind of first-person shooter.
Right.
The true Battlefield.
I'll give an honorable nod to all those.
I'm keeping track so far. You've given extra honorable mentions to Max Payne 1, Pokemon Yellow, BF2.
Yeah.
So what's your
Did
number?
you give one to Portal too or no?
6.
Yeah, I'll give one to Portal 2. It was
Okay,
a good
why not?
game, but it wasn't like, oh my god.
I remember I played that with you. Didn't we beat together?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
Why you sound disappointed when you said yeah?
I was trying to remember because I don't
He
think we
wishes,
did.
he wishes it was with me. There you go.
Yeah, there you go. What number are we on?
Wow.
Number 6.
Let's see. I guess it's Resident Evil 2.
Mm.
That was probably the first game that I got all the way to the end and then I died and then I played back through cheating, like with the Game Shark,
Yeah.
and I beat it. Possibly the scariest game of my childhood too.
Yes.
As every time my brother-in-law Vado, he gave it to us, and every time we got to the brain liquor part where it busted the window, I would be so anxious and nervous that I would be nauseous, and I didn't want to play, but I wanted to play. You know what I mean? Like,
Yes.
it took
I
over my
think-
life.
I had the exact same experience, except it was the part where the arms would break through. I
Yes.
knew it was coming every time. Like early in the police station, and they would
Yeah.
grab you. I knew it was coming.
You can't do shit about it though. You just gotta go
No.
through there.
I don't know. I played the beginning of that game so many times before I actually realized I could like save the game and stuff. Because I was coming off of like playing Sega, and then we got PlayStation 1, and
Yeah.
everything changed.
Well, the atmosphere of that game is great too.
It is.
That
Absolutely. I mean,
I'll give a nod right now to Code Veronica on the Dreamcast. That was another good.
it's an underrated game.
It really is. It really is. I remember thinking the graphics are gonna be so much better because of the Dreamcast. And they were. They were great.
Like, oh, this is gonna happen,
Dreamcast
and I
and play certain
wasn't
games.
disappointed.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, for me, number 6. This is one I think will surprise you. It actually booted somebody off. I'm going Batman Arkham City.
Oh.
The most recent game that I think I could put on here.
Yeah.
I think it's hands down the best superhero or comic book style game ever made.
I'll say that.
I mean,
So it could
Arkham
be-
Asylum.
Asylum.
Yes.
Yeah, Arkham Asylum was great too, but Arkham City took everything they did there and made it even better. I mean, really, I love the game.
It's a really.
I'm
good-
hoping they do. The reason I put this game on here, not only was it that good, but I'm hoping that they say, okay, look, we have the Arkham City, and look how well we were able to do Batman. Let's go back and do Spider-Man that way, do Superman that way.
Yes.
No, kind
Yeah,
of
the
like the
Spider-Man
films.
games have been disappointing lately.
Or X-Men, for that matter.
There was one Spider-Man game that me and my brother used to play on the PlayStation that was pretty good, and then there was one back in the day on Sega that we always played that was pretty good too. I don't remember what
Now,
it's called though.
I want to get off topic for a minute since we're talking about superheroes. Does anyone remember
I don't wanna
or
rub your
played Superman 64?
Oh God, let's.
Whenever the Angry Video Game there reviewed that, anyone remember?
I want to jump out the window.
We'll keep a link at the end of the
It was-
podcast, okay? That'll make you
Most
happy.
horrible game ever. It was the Superman flight simulator is basically what it was.
I remember that.
All he
Yes.
did was fly through hoops the whole game, and I rented it because I was like, I don't know if it's good, and I rented it, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm flying through hoops all the time, and then you have to like pick up a car and blow it up before they capture some people.
So you
And
were kind
then-
of speaking out of turn, but is that your number 5 then? I'll write that in right here.
No.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You
I will
got me off
mention.
on an idea that they should redo Superman the way they did Batman.
Yeah, that's my point. Like they can really do them really well, right? It doesn't have to be real cartoony. But even like if you do a cartoony, you can keep it dark. You know, a lot of cool things.
Right.
Mhm.
All right, Cassie.
My sixth choice was Silent Hill 2, which I know we kind
Nice.
of already talked about, but I will say this, is that I was really debating about putting one of the Fatal Frame games on here, which would have been the second one, but I didn't because even though I haven't finished Silent Hill 2 yet, I can say that it's better than Fatal Frame a lot, because Fatal Frame just kind of has like those jumpy scare moments. But Silent Hill, it creeps me out.
It's a mind F.
It is, and so I really like it. So yeah.
There you go. Just you
The
wait. It gets even
end.
better.
Oh boy.
Did you say something about Dusty Rhodes?
No.
Not at all. Bullets. Number 5.
Wait, is my turn again?
Your name
Yes.
is Bullets, right?
This shit's going pretty fast. I can't keep up. Oh, okay. All right. Yes. Counter-Strike 1.6.
I like it.
How can I leave that? Oh, Jesus Christ.
More than half my life was spent on that game, and I.
Don't worry. I'm already adding it to your honorable mention.
Jesus Christ, you have quite a bill there going.
Quite a bill.
I'm not sure
I'm
why
a
I called it a
duck.
bill. Duck bill.
What
Yeah.
a bill you have.
So,
Yeah, 1.6 though, yeah. I mean, that was what got me into multiplayer FPS for sure.
That.
No doubt. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say the same thing Bullet said. I spent literally, what is that? More than almost half my life on that game. About 8 or 9, maybe was it 10, maybe even 10 years playing Counter-Strike 1.6, or Counter-Strike in general. Without that, I wouldn't be here right now.
I was about to say, most of us wouldn't be here,
Yeah.
right, if it wasn't for that game. This clan wouldn't be in existence if it weren't for that game.
So I'm gonna put that at the very tippy top of my honorable mention.
Gotcha, I'm on it. Alright, Hales.
Hey.
Mr. Honorable Mention.
Hey!
What number are we on?
Number 5.
Okay, this is one of those games that I'm sure a lot of people played but don't really talk about. It's for the PlayStation. And I think it was on the 64 too, but Duke Nukem Time to Kill. It was
I so badly wanted to put Duke Nukem on here.
It was such a great game and we played multiplayer and all that other stuff, but it was a lot of fun. I can remember we played a lot of that game, trying to find all the secrets and the hidden stuff, and it was just a lot of fun. And all the one-liners and everything, of course, that you get. So.
Of course. Alright, well, for me, number 5, Baldur's Gate 2. I don't think anyone here has played as much of those kind of D&D, RPG, old-school games like I have. I'm trying to get both to play this one through.
I was actually going to say earlier.
Yeah.
I want to play through again. I know no one else has been here, but me and you through once would be fun.
Yeah, no, but seriously, it's probably one of the deepest RPGs you can play. I just love those D&D party games. You've got 6 people all doing different roles, all your own characters.
Right.
But, the amount of spells that are there, it's just a lot of customization. And again, I love awesome villains, and John Irenicus, which is the villain from Baldur's Gate 2, is a top 10 for me.
Really?
So, yeah. Oh, God. Man is intelligent as he is evil.
That's crazy.
So good. So good.
It's dangerous.
I love that game.
Don't forget about
dangerous.
Wesker now, though.
Bro, I say he was top 10. Now you're giving away... Alright, podcast episode 3 has already been canceled. Bulls is giving away half of it. No, I'm just joking. But yeah, Baldur's Gate 2 for me, for sure.
Cool.
You, Cassie?
Number 5 for me, I'm still even looking at this and trying to decide if I want to change this or not. I put down Fallout 3, but I'm having a hard time deciding if I want Fallout 3 or Fallout New Vegas, because both are really, really good, and they're... it's hard to explain. They're similar, but they're different at the same time. Like, there's things that Fallout 3 has that New Vegas is kind of missing, but there's things that New Vegas has that Fallout 3 is missing, but, so I'll just say 3, screw it, because it was the first open-world game that
I was going to come to your rescue and say, put both of them and consider New Vegas an expansion. Or in a half sequel.
Too late.
You mean it's not?
Too late.
Wink, wink.
But, yeah, Fallout 3 was the first, open-world game that I played, and I still play it occasionally, so I really like it, and it's gotten a lot of hours from me, both it and New Vegas.
Oh, for sure. No, I mean, it's up there for me, too.
Yeah, Fallout 3 was good, but I think I like New Vegas more. It seemed to fix some of the stuff that was lacking, I guess, in Fallout 3, but they're both good. I like it.
Some of the quests in New Vegas were a lot more fun than the ones in Fallout 3.
That's good to know.
The one that was in the Ultralux Casino, if you remember. Yeah, that one was fun.
Yeah, the way I was it was explained to me, I mean, I've played through 3, I'm just starting to do New Vegas, but New Vegas is a bit more scripted, right? A little bit?
Yeah.
It's it's open world, but Fallout 3 is kind of here's your sandbox, and New Vegas is alright, well, here's a smaller sandbox, but here's things to do in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Good to know, because I haven't beaten Fallout 3. Probably won't, but I'm glad that... I gotta
but in case I do!
No, I mean, New Vegas, though, if you're telling me it's a little more interesting than Fallout 3, the quests are more fun, then I might play it. I was planning on playing that anyway, but...
Very good. Look at this. Steam ought to be giving us money, or people are going to be buying games now. It's going to be great.
Steam sale. Go out and buy.
We already missed the boat.
I'll collect
New
some.
Vegas.
Wait, yeah, well, it might come back. You don't know.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Are you a Steam sales rep? Shut the fuck up.
There's no comeback to that. Bullets number 4.
All right, yeah. Okay, so my number 4 is Zelda Ocarina of Time.
And you almost left this off. I want everyone to
And
know
it's sad
Bullets
because
is a
I'm replaying
Nintendo
it through-
fanboy.
I'm replaying it through on the 3DS, and I almost forgot it. How does one do that?
I don't know. What was your excuse before?
I was drinking as I was writing this up last night while I was pre-gaming to go to a bar.
And
I
Eddie
was
vomited.
writing-
Just said,
I actually had Bioshock like number 3, and then I looked at it, I'm like, that's a little too high.
well,
I need to do something about that.
Are
That's
there,
right.
are there tear streaks on the page?
No, it was on my phone. Okay, thanks.
Oh,
so,
it's-
water
So
spouts.
what I'm saying is my phone now smells like tequila and tonic
cried
water and
tequila?
gin.
you are a
If
drunk.
only. If
Let me
only.
lick your salty tears.
I want to. My.
I believe in you.
I don't know if I want to say this. This is why I was hesitating. I was gonna say my spit is.
No! No. All right.
All right, edit that out.
All right. Let's go.
All right, Hales.
What
Number 4.
All right. It's starting to get kind of.
Are you sweating right now? Are you sweating right
I
now?
really am. My armpits. are sweating. I guess number 4 would be Abe's Odyssey.
I like it. Yeah.
That is one of those games that, of course, you can't play multiplayer, or maybe you can. I don't remember, but not in the
I'm on
usual
it.
way. But like, always played it, and I remember it was one of those games that I would be in school and try and draw the characters from the games, and then just like plan out stuff that I would do in the game when I got home. You know what I mean?
Wasn't that? Yeah. I mean, we all have those kinds of games where even if you were at school and you're like, God, I just want to be done so I can go back and play.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
that's all you can think about, like all day. And I would draw Abe. I would draw his hand. I'd draw like all the the little monsters and everything that were in it. It's good.
You know, I never actually played it, but I really wanted to. I might have to. It's gotta be on
It's-
PlayStation Network.
It's on Steam.
I'll be right back.
Whoa.
It's on Steam. It's good. Just all the
Link
little
me while
extra
you're at
stuff. Well, you know how most games nowadays don't have the amount of detail as far as extra little things in the game that you can do.
Mhm.
Hmm.
It had a lot of that.
Okay. Pretty cool. I'll have to check it out. So from my number 4, now we're getting into. You see, now I'm really comfortable. The numbers 5 through 10 were kind of difficult for
Yeah.
me. Now 1 through 4, I kick up my feet because there's like no doubt for me. But number 4, I go Half-Life 1.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, for villains, right? So, and there's nothing cooler than having like a company or like a shadowy figure be your villain. So, you know, Black Mesa and G-Man. I mean, it was, and it's got to be, with the exception of Doom, which, you know, I kind of played around with on on DOS when my brother had it. This was the first one that I bought myself, played through myself. So that, you know, yeah, it was. So yeah, definitely Half-Life 1. Cassie?
My number 4 is Heavy Rain. I loved everything about this game. I love the music and the atmosphere and the story, and I love that you could just like choose what you wanted to do and really make the story like your own. Like that was
Right,
really
yeah.
cool.
How many different endings were there to that game? Because
I don't actually know the number.
There's like, I don't remember, it was at least 16.
What?
That's awesome. I know. And what was great was how you could check. So Bullets, myself, Axe, and Cassie all played through it.
Yeah.
And you can check everyone's trophy to see like what they did and what they didn't do. And
Right.
all 4 of us had a different ending. And I thought that was really
Oh, wow.
cool.
I think we all nailed that one chick that reported.
I know. Wait, did Cassie too? Yeah, see?
Yes, you
Oh,
did.
damn.
I didn't mean to!
You didn't know. Of course you didn't mean to. It just
I
happened.
just got drunk and
No,
I slipped
listen,
up.
Listen, it came up with the little option to kiss her or not. So I was like, okay, it's just a kiss. And then I started doing it.
Classic.
Wow.
Of course, that's how it always starts.
Don't you know what the Bible verses say? Kissing leads to doing it. Doing it leads to babies.
And
but
that
it's just
is
like-
verbatim. That's verbatim, guys.
Was that Luke or John? Which gospel was that?
Well, I mean, if you have to ask,
I don't know. That's
I
why I'm
don't-
asking. Can you tell me?
I think it was actually Matthew.
Oh, was it Matthew?
It's verbatim. I'm
Hang
telling
on, I'm looking this up.
Right,
Yeah.
Matthew? Right? It was Matthew, right?
you. Wrong guy. I've only got one T in my name.
Ooh.
Matthews. How about that?
I
don't get
S
it.
At the end.
I don't get it. Alright, Matthew.
Whatever. Fuck you.
Alright,
Fuck you, bastard.
bullets. Number 3.
All right.
You
Metal
can't count that
Gear
high.
Snake Eater.
You went with 3.
Yes. Again, replaying it on the 3DS and remembering how much fun it is.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I had to have a Metal Gear game in here. Since I think you know, but I've replayed all 3 of them.
Yeah, I remember when
All
you started
through
doing
all
that. I was
of
very
them.
proud.
Yeah, and it's a lot of fun. A lot more fun than I anticipated.
Yeah. They're definitely convoluted stories, but they're well put together at the very least.
Well,
So,
not
I
only
love
that
them.
is the fight with Psycho Mantis. We've talked about this a few times.
It's Metal Gear Solid 1, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I'm getting off.
I
track.
just wanted to,
I think.
But
Sure.
yeah, so you have to switch the controller around. That is just it's just
Oh,
the fun game mechanic. I don't really know how to explain it, but
yes.
it's very clever. It's a lot of fun.
There's a lot of detail in those games that if you don't look for it, you won't find it.
Exactly.
The only one that I ever played was the second one, Sons of Liberty, and I beat that one.
Uh-huh.
One of the few games that I've actually beaten in recent times. And it was a lot of fun. There's all kinds of little Easter eggs, I guess you could call them. But I know I've watched my brother play a lot of those. Like, right? Yeah, see? He says
What?
And and I have a funny story real quick about that switching controller thing, because when you play through those games and you have to think that way, like, okay, so messing around with things isn't necessarily something that, like, is outside realm of possibility, like messing around. And I think it was Metal Gear Solid 3, maybe it was 2. Where they basically it was Metal Gear Solid 2, where they instruct you at the end of the game to shut the game off. And
Yes.
and then the first one they were like, switch the controller, and then you had to. I was like, well, okay, and I switched it off, and nothing happened. I came back and it's still the same.
I was so scared during that. I was like, this is.
You've been playing for a
what do I
long
do?
time.
What do I
Yeah.
do? Do I do it?
I thought we reached like singularity or something. Like, I wasn't sure what was going on.
Colonel,
Almost,
what are you telling me?
I almost turned it off. Almost.
I did. I'm gonna be honest. I did for one time.
I thought about it, but didn't really think about it.
All right,
How about
Hales.
the other Easter egg, real quick?
Oh.
Sorry, I don't mean to
Well.
go off topic again, but the other Easter egg about them looking. You have to look on the box for that code for to call someone on the radio.
Yep. Kodak.
I thought that was pretty clever as well.
There's a whole lot of that in that game.
Yes, that's what
great.
makes it a really good game, a really good franchise, I think.
Mm-hmm. All right, Hales. Number 3 for you.
Okay, I'm gonna go way back.
We're in the Wayback Machine.
We're in the Wayback Machine, going to Sega Genesis.
Ooh.
I'm scared.
I have a few.
Hold on tight.
mentions
Hold on my butt cheeks.
I've been here a few times, but
I was squeezing the air.
oh wow.
There's a few honorable mentions that I'm gonna just go ahead and throw out there. That we played a lot of on the Sega. Before I named number 3, Comic Zone. I don't know if you guys ever played that. That was really good. The music was
I never
good.
played that one.
Splatterhouse 3 was like the first horror game I ever played. That one, the artwork and the villains and everything is just great. Of course, Streets of Rage and Golden Axe stuff. But the number 1, I guess, for me, Sega Genesis game, my number 3 is Vector Man 2.
Ooh.
The first game I ever beat, ever. And it had like 25 levels. And that game I drew in school and thought about more than any other game ever. And it's good.
It's funny how the first game we beat has a soft spot.
Yeah.
You know, I think I've used the word soft. That's my new buzzword. Apparently, I've used soft spot like 10 times so far in the last 30 minutes.
Baby head.
But yeah, baby head. Weird babies. But yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever actually played Vector Man 2.
It's so good.
I'll
You
be
can
honest.
like you get power ups and you can turn into different things on the different levels. Like, on the well, there's little things like on the second level. I think you turn into a tornado, or maybe not. But like there are these paint bugs and they hit you and they change the color of Vector Man from whatever color they are. And then like in one level you turn into a rhino and you can like ram through everything. Another level you can turn into a tornado. One level.
I think
you
I
can
remember
turn
this
into, like,
game, actually.
It's so good, yeah. And the music was good too.
You know, I love my music.
Yes.
You're a
quick.
big fan of the soundtracks.
Oh, Streets of Rage 2 has Never Return Alive, which could be the best boss theme.
Is that the? How does that go again? I think I know which one.
Hold
you're
on,
talking about.
I will find it.
You know, one thing I still
Well,
need you to
while
do for
I'm-
me.
What?
I need the Eve soundtracks and stuff that you got. I know you said you,
Bullets,
don't,
this
you,
is
you
not the
found them on
time.
YouTube, but I don't even remember what the names of them are.
But Bullets, this is not the time.
Well, later. Yeah,
This
you're
is
getting
the-
music for him right now, so,
Well, I know, but I can do that real quick. Here it is.
so everything for him.
Yeah.
I don't even know if that came through real well, but
Yeah. It did.
Yeah, it came through.
And that's
God.
slightly different than the one that I remember because I played the first Streets of Rage, I think. But
Yes.
it's similar and it's good. It's really good.
you're right. That's number 2. You're right. All right, so for my number 3, so another repeat here. I go Resident Evil 2. So I know you already talked a lot about it. I have a little higher because, again, I know we said we'd only keep one game per franchise, but so
Right.
Resident Evil to me is it's just so good.
Yeah.
But so I picked 2. 4 would have been another close second for me. 1 is great for what it did, but the voice acting's
Oh
terrible.
God, yeah, that was horrible.
But Wesker is just a great villain. Umbrella, that whole concept is kind of believable. Like, ooh,
Yeah.
a mega corporation, kind of doing some bioweapons.
And technically,
Yeah.
that virus could be engineered. Technically.
Exactly, sure. Yeah, it's not that far out of the realm of possibility. So I haven't really liked the more recent Resident Evils. Well,
Right.
5 I didn't like so much. But,
It's so
Resident Evil 2, yeah. And I get chills. Like, so when you beat Resident Evil 2 the first time with both Leon and Claire, then you got access to the B modes. Do you remember that? Did you do that?
I think by the time I beat it, finally, I was like, I'm done.
Yeah. So my brother and I and his friend would sit in the basement, and we really hammered through this game. So we beat Leon and Claire, and then once you play B,
Mm-hmm.
they drop Mr. X, who is kind
Who's
of
that?
he's kind of like a robot character.
Really?
I mean, he's not a robot, but he's more of a mutant that's kind of actually controlled by Umbrella, sent to kill you, kind of like Nemesis is in the third one.
Didn't you get to play as the SWAT guy? What was his name?
Hunk.
Yeah, I have his. I have
Yeah.
the toy.
Yeah, the way you could play as Hunk is if you went through the whole level without shooting anyone, and the beginning part, like through the bus and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, but B was, I mean, Mr. X was a better villain almost than William Birkin was.
It's crazy.
So yeah,
man.
2, no doubt.
I know every time I think or see Wesker, I'll be like, oh yeah, Belker.
That's right.
So that's
It's my
in
man.
head.
It's my man. They fucked him up in the movie, but
Yeah.
that's another discussion for another day.
We on number 3?
We are number 3.
For number 3, I have American McGee's Alice. I am not really sure why this game appealed to me because it was very dark, and I was like 8 at the time.
You're just a dark
But-
person.
I guess so. It was like the first like hack and slash game I ever played, and I played it all the time because back then we didn't have internet. So if I want to play games, it was just playing things that I've already played.
See, that's
Right.
one of those things that I always saw that in GamePro when I was a kid, but I never ever got to play it.
Oh,
Yeah, me too.
But it was very interesting because I've loved Alice in Wonderland ever since I was a little kid, and the fact that it was very dark and different was just kind of interesting.
You were just a hipster before hipster was even a thing.
It's not true.
But no, I'm kind of like with Hales, though. I always saw it, wanted to play it. I think the fact that it was Alice in Wonderland is what scared me away. I kind of didn't realize how good of a game it was because of that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I thought maybe it was a little more kid-oriented or something. But yeah, so I just never really took the time, and that's on me. I'll have to play it. All right, Bullets. What's your number 2?
You don't want to know.
Oh,
Well,
you sound upset.
I am. I'm thinking about changing it. But
Well,
but
middle of that
it would
BFR run, you couldn't?
sad to me. No, actually, no. I'm thinking about.
Indian Giver.
All right. Well, no. I'm gonna have to have an honorable mention. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, right now my number 2 is Half-Life 2.
Okay.
Half-Life 2 because it was. I like Half-Life 1, but I feel like I needed more direction in a game. I mean, in some cases, especially like this one, Half-Life, it was so. It just you had no idea where you were actually supposed to go, and it bugged me. I felt like I was.
It was a little harder,
I
I agree.
Back and forth all the time.
Yeah, it was back in the day when the game
hurt
didn't
my
apologize for being hard.
Yeah.
But that has also spawned the Source engine,
Mm-hmm.
which gave us a lot of other great games, and that's the reason why I went with 2 over 1.
Yeah, 2. I just recently finally went back and beat 2, and I was happy with it.
And I was thinking about switching this number 2 with Deus Ex, but
So that's
I
your
just
honorable
couldn't.
mention?
Yeah, that is my hardcore.
Yeah, so just so everyone knows, when Bullets beat Deus Ex, Human Revolution, the newest one, he was talking about how the story moved him. Talking about how, oh god,
The only
like this-
game I ever
it's so
played
real.
more than once.
Yeah, and I was surprised that you didn't put it in your top 10, I'll be honest.
I just didn't know where to put it.
That's okay. It's
Did you at
okay.
least cry when you got done?
A little small tear from each eye.
Just a single one.
Single from
Drop
each,
lip.
so was 2. I mean, so I
Oh, I'm sorry.
And they shook hands on the way down or fist bump?
Woo!
They did fist bump. You have to have some fist bumping now and again.
Bullets,
How
just
else
stick
you
your
gonna know-
guns,
How else
because
you
no
gonna
one else
know
will.
that you got some love going on if you don't fist bump?
That's right. Was that a Bulletsism worthy of the Bullets
Yes,
file?
yes,
What did he
it
say?
was. How you gonna know you got some love going on if you don't fist bump?
At least Guy Love.
Whoa. All right.
Guy Love always has to have a fist
Writing it
bump
down.
So you know what's going on.
Now, I mean, we're gonna add the Bullets quote to the website, but just so everyone knows, there's a whole Bullets file of Bullets isms. The man has more wisdom than he knows.
I
he
just
bestows
skip
it on us
wisdom.
every
I
now
don't
and
know
again.
what it is. Just comes so natural.
E.
Naturally. See? I'm so graceful.
Yeah, that's it. Is it number 2 now?
Mhm.
Yes.
All right, this is possibly the hardest part. I had to pick between number 1 and number 2 as to where each of them were going, but I think I'm going to pick number 2 as Morrowind, because it's one of those games that we got it on Xbox first, and I watched Colton play it for forever, for like a year, and I was like, that game looks gay as shit. I'm not playing that. And it's stupid. It's bullshit. I'm not playing it. It crashes all the time. Who the hell would want to play that? And then I got so bored one summer that I played it, and I played it for like ever. And it was the first open world game you could ever play for me. And why did I say that? I pulled the bullets. It's the first open world game that I ever played.
Whoa.
Whoa, bullets. And
Whoa.
She just got real.
I spent so much time playing that game. That was another game that I thought about at school, and I didn't draw it, but I spent way more time than I should daydreaming.
You thought
about
about
it.
drawing it.
And just all
If
of
you were a
sudden-
little younger.
Oh yeah, Hell yeah, and you could do so much stuff in it. Like, it was so good. We ended up buying it again on a computer for me and my brother, and I mean, the map that comes with it is helpful. All the little secret hidden stuff that I didn't know about because we had the internet, but we didn't really look it up. Like, all the little secrets and stuff, so anything could happen. It was like a mysterious kind of anything could happen. There could be a weapon even stronger than this one, even though
Right.
if there wasn't. So it was like unlimited possibilities, and you didn't have the quick travel like in Oblivion or Skyrim. You had to actually walk and find, by looking in the journal where all this stuff was, and the merchant mud crab that you had to go look for that had like 10,000 gold. It's like in the middle of nowhere, and he talks to you, like like so much stuff, and like killing people in the village, and then loading your last save file because you got beat up by a freaking granny, all kinds of stuff. So that's my number 2.
Yeah, I definitely knew that was on your list.
I could
That's
guess
good.
That too. You played so much of that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the music,
Oh,
that theme song, oh my god.
are you bumping right now?
Yeah.
It's not a rave.
You said it.
That's right, I did. Fuck you too. Number 2 for me, Final Fantasy VII. Now, for years now, there'd be people that say 6 is better, and I hear your cries, but 7 was the first game the first like full length game that I'd ever beaten. So that was my first. Like, so I'd beaten Streets of Rage 2 before.
Right,
I'd beaten some other Sega games, but that was the first real game.
Huge game.
Yeah, certainly first RPG that I ever beat. And again, awesome villain. You have Sephiroth, who could be probably the best villain of all time. Man, just kind of loses his mind. Wants to use Earth as a vessel. It's so good. But it's been. I think the battle system for a turn-based game has no equal with the materia system. I don't know if you guys have played much of it, but essentially, you're equipping your magic, and it has different effects that way. The storyline is great. I mean, it had guts. I think I've had a conversation with Cassie about this. How games just don't appear to have guts anymore. Like, this is a game that was willing to kill off one of its main characters. You don't see that anymore because many of these video game companies and developers see them as assets. So if you kill an asset, it's a big deal.
Exactly.
But anyway,
Can't have a sequel if he's dead, right?
Exactly. So, but yeah, it had guts back in the time when games still had guts. Great story, great villain, great combat system, and it was the first game we beat. So yeah, there's no doubt. Final Fantasy VII.
This is one of those games that one of my friends from high school, she gave it to me and wanted me to play it, and then I never beat it. I ended up giving it back to her. I don't remember how far I got, but I do remember I really enjoyed playing it.
All right, Cassie, this is your number 2.
Oh, you talking about poo-poo.
So my number 2 pick was Shivers 2, and this one was a little hard for me because I like both the first and the second one, and it was hard to pick. The first one was my first choice because it was the first real game I ever played, and as a little kid I would have told you that the first one was amazing and the second one sucked. However, for whatever reason, I decided to go back and give Shivers 2 a second chance not too long ago, and I actually really loved it. Both games are puzzle games, and for the first game, that's about all you can say for it. There really isn't much of a storyline there. But in the second one, it's actually kind of interesting. It makes sense to me now why I didn't like the second one when I was younger, because there were a lot of small things that hinted at how the characters felt about each other and stuff like that, so it just didn't really make sense to me.
Cooties.
And
that's why you didn't like it. It had cooties.
And I was so young that I couldn't really appreciate a storyline even if I didn't understand it.
Right. I'm surprised that that's your. I'm surprised that the point and clicks. Well, actually, never mind. I take that back. I'm looking at your list right now, and they're pretty prevalent.
Yeah.
Miss P&C. There's nothing wrong with that. I like them too. I grew up on them.
I just threw up in my
Free
mouth.
baller nickname right
What the
there.
hell? That's
What?
And also,
No, that's
It's 'cause of
unrelated
shivers,
to
too.
everything. It's unrelated. I burped and threw up in my mouth. Okay, go.
Well, acid reflux. The crashing and burning.
It must have been meatloaf. Don't ever put mustard on top of ketchup meatloaf.
I can
Yeah,
safely
fuel
say I
fire.
would do that.
I believe him.
Alright, Bullets, is it your turn?
It is his turn.
One now.
Your
Number
two.
one.
Or yeah.
No,
yeah,
no,
yeah.
his number one.
no, number one.
Wait, what's...
Mario 64.
Okay, yeah. Tell us about the stars.
They are smiley, and I enjoy it. It gives me a warm, fuzzy feeling every time that I collect these little bastards.
So that's why it's number one? The smiling stars?
No, because I always wanted to meet Mario. I wanted Mario and Yoshi to be best friends on top of the castle.
You?
That's another reason why.
Really?
Yeah.
So this homoerotic quest is what's
Okay, we don't know what gender Yoshi is, so why don't you just stop right there?
Hey, I never said there was anything wrong with it. I was just pointing out. I was trying to make sure to give clarity with what you were saying.
It was a great game. Come on. I
It
know
was a
you may
great
not have
game.
ever played it, but I think you can respect Mario. And I feel like
Oh, I know
this
you're a
was
Nintendo guy.
the big turning point in the whole franchise. Whenever the N64 came out, I think it was one of the most premier games. And
You tell
played
Squirt to
a
pipe
lot of it
down.
to try to
It's
beat
podcast time.
He won't stop.
You didn't give him enough melon.
Just keep
Like
going.
to talk. I don't know.
Yeah, but you're right. Like it kind of from that point on. You know, obviously they had classics even before that, but that was like the one game that was like all encompassing.
Yeah, the first
Yeah, I
time
think-
that
Very first game, I believe, for N64.
I remember,
Is it? Might be.
I never played it really, and I never had it. But I remember going into the local used game store to trade in stuff for the PlayStation or Dreamcast, and then get new stuff. And they always had that fucking game playing on the big screen TV. And I remember thinking, "Ooh, Mario, ew, whatever." But like, I didn't hate Mario. It's just the fact that they didn't.
It was
market-
Luigi, son of
Well,
a
The fact that
bitch.
there was always a line for people waiting to play it.
Yes, and the fact that they never put PlayStation games up on the big TV. It was always Mario. But
That's
yeah,
true.
it took a while for them to start doing that. I guess because Mario had so much popularity before
yeah,
PlayStation got really on its feet.
and that's fine because that's one of the first games I played was Super Mario Brothers. So
Right, yeah. Real quick, I did some fact checking, and Mario 64 was one of the launch titles, so and props to you, Bullets, and it sold over 11 million copies. Yeah,
Damn.
how about that?
Well,
There's your video
I think
game
you know
fact for
that
the
I'm
day.
a Nintendo fan, so I know that was one of my games ever.
Yeah, no game.
all right, let's buckle down now. That's
All right, Nails, this is you, number one.
um. So yeah, it was a toss up between Morrowind and Half-Life, and I figured I played Half-Life and all, the mods and stuff for more than I guess about half my life, which is sad, but all the mods and everything, I can remember playing like Pirates, Vikings and Knights and Vampire Slayer and Action Half-Life and all
Oh
this
my
other
god,
stuff.
I remember that.
Yes,
Mhm.
it's so good. Like, not only 1.6, that I played for like 8 or 10 years, but all these other games too that were really unique that had a relatively
Natural
large
selection, too. Remember?
Yeah, that. I mean, they
Oh,
all
natural
had
selection.
they had huge communities, not compared to nowadays stuff, but like a couple hundred or maybe 1,000 people that would play it, and you could get on whenever and play those games. So that's why I picked it as my number one.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously 1.6 came out of that, and, a lot of gaming communities kind of stemmed from that, so sure.
Right.
Let's talk about how science industry was actually more fun than
That
people
too. Holy shit.
realize. Because you get to steal and beat scientists with a briefcase,
Yes.
and you get to ninja them.
So we learned a lot about you today, Bullets. We learned that you wanted to be a detective, you loved Mario 64 for
the smiling
catch-
stars, yes,
for the
yes.
smiling stars, and you love to beat scientists with a briefcase.
And he feel like dumbass.
Well, I'm a complex guy. What can I say?
We're built on inside jokes. It's great.
All right, Valkyrie, what you get?
For my number one, I'd go with Metal Gear Solid. There's no
Okay.
doubt for me.
It's a solid choice.
It is a solid choice. So, as I've kind of said throughout this, I love villains, and this one I had a whole group of them in Foxhound. Right, I think Revolver Ocelot's one of the better villains of all time,
Right.
Along with Liquid Snake. I was like that. You know, it's one of the first like stealth games like that. I know the Thief series on the computer was around too.
Yeah.
But you know, Metal Gear for me, you know, would absolutely take the top spot. Not to mention Metal Gear. I mean, you're talking about Solid Snake, right?
Right.
So, I mean, is he a top 10 hero of all time? You know, maybe behind Gordon Freeman. I don't know. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd have
So-
to. I have to give it a thumbs up on that.
Yeah, I think that was the second game I beat after Final Fantasy VII. So I was on a good roll as a kid, man.
Yeah.
And then it was Resident Evil 2. Those are like my games.
You get the goodies. Other people
I
get
did.
the
I got
shitties.
lucky. Yeah.
Excuse me.
Nobody's talking about you, Bullets.
I'm just saying. Are you saying that? Are you starting to hate on Nintendo already?
See,
Again?
see,
Come on.
people,
We didn't
this is
say
what-
anything.
This is what we deal with. Bullets is paranoid.
Not paranoid. I just gotta stand up for what I believe in. There's no one else.
You just said, I'm not paranoid, but I am.
No comment.
Just let Squirt talk for you. He's got the press release.
What my client actually meant to say.
For once, he's actually being quiet. He only talks when I talk. You can tell.
He's telling you to shut the fuck up.
He's trying to steal your attention.
Hey,
He
Harry,
usually
Kane,
does
shut up.
anyway.
Alright, Cassie. How about your number one?
I picked King's
Number
Quest.
one.
And if I could have said the entire King's Quest series, I would have, but since I had to just pick one, 6 was my favorite, and will probably always
Sound like
be
an
in my
accusatory
list.
tone, if you don't ask me.
No. Why would it be?
I was just following the rules.
It will probably always be in my list of top 10 games. Reason for this being is just the simple fact that it was my second game I ever really played, and I played it with my parents, so you know there's like some memories behind it. Aside
Sure.
from that though, it's just my favorite point-and-click adventure game. I love the characters and the places you could go, like the Isle of Wonder. And it was just really good, and a lot of people don't like the series because you die so many times, so many different ways, and how sometimes you have to really do some bizarre things in order to progress that normally you wouldn't think about. And though I'll admit that it can be really frustrating, I think that people are just too spoiled with how games are made now. People don't
Yeah.
realize that this game
Oh, they
was
preach to
made
the choir.
in '92, and I mean it's like what Val had said earlier. Developers just didn't really care if games were maybe too challenging back then.
Exactly. No, I agree. And with King's Quest 6, that's not a bad choice. I'll be honest. If I have to take like retro games into consideration, because I was playing Seven Cities of Gold with my brothers back in the day. King's Quest 6 is definitely up there with me in terms of memories. It was such a hard game at the time, but you felt hard games. When you beat them, it was rewarding.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, that's awesome.
So we're gonna do honorable mentions, I guess.
Yeah,
So
let's
we-
do that. Do you want to do it in the same order? You want Bowles to start?
Did Cassie?
What do you wanna do it?
Since we were just on Cassie, do you want to?
Oh, sure.
I can.
What?
So, first I picked Amnesia, and the only reason that this game did not make the list was simply because, as I said earlier, if a game can creep me out more than just scaring me, I feel like they're doing a better job. However, no game has given me more scares than Amnesia. Like, the fact that the monsters run just as fast as you, if not just a tad faster, is terrifying.
The
Because
pucker
you know
factor.
you have to run. And you can't look behind you because if you do, you're dead. And the music plays when they're after you, and the fact that they're so close to you that you can practically hear them drooling on your shoulder, it's terrible. And I also nearly hyperventilated at the water.
Get the defib.
Yeah. Secondly, I picked Laravel 2, and I didn't put it up there just because I would have had 3 Sierra games, 2 of which being point-and-click adventure games. I still love this game, but not as much as King's Quest 6, so that's why I didn't make it.
Okay, right on.
And then lastly is Gemini Rue, because it's probably the most recent point-and-click adventure game that I've played that I felt actually did a really good job and was very similar to how old ones were made, I guess. You didn't buy it for me.
No, but I told you about it, damn it.
That's
Okay,
true.
thank you.
I played through it with you, and yeah, I thought it did a great job of blending the old and the new. I love that
Yeah.
game.
I loved everything about it except for the fact that the voice acting was a little flawed in some areas.
A little flawed.
Oh, that
And
was
the
like the
fact-
best
Just a
stuff
little
I've ever heard.
The fact that you had a gun to use in this game is also a very cool concept that I haven't seen in a point-and-click adventure game.
Right, they kind of, yeah, did some different things with it.
Yeah, that's it for me.
Alright.
Beetle Bruce.
Yes. Sorry.
That's right, we're having a podcast right now.
No.
Fall asleep.
I had never. I'm collecting my thoughts, and it's not going so well right now.
You've been drinking
I
again,
also
haven't you?
wanted to say Amnesia. Cassie touched on that already. I think I can pretty much leave what she said to stand as mine as well. Thank you. Yeah, Deus Ex. I debated giving this my first spot, but looking at everything, I couldn't figure out who to take away from. Where
That's the hardest part.
It was hard. So Deus Ex, I played it twice. First time through, I didn't know what I was doing.
You're talking about Human
Time
Revolution,
through,
by
I had
the way.
more of a goal
Just for
in mind.
in the effort of full disclosure.
And I'd love to go through it. It was a lot of fun. I also replayed it because of the DLC that came out for it as well.
Yeah.
Let's see. There was another one, and I already totally forgot.
Couldn't have been that memorable then.
Shogun 2. What did you say?
I said it couldn't have been that memorable then.
Oh,
Now you killed my
brain
joke.
is-
Thank you. Cut
brain is
this.
My brain is on fire. So Shogun 2, I loved the Total Wars were always really pretty great. I didn't
Sure.
play a ton of them as Valkyrie did, but Shogun 2 has probably taken up more hours, 153 hours to be precise. More than I played for any other game other than Counter-Strike or Half-Life 2, I assume. But wanted to put that on there. Couldn't figure out a place. But honorable mention for me right there. There you go.
Hey, wake up.
Right on.
What is wrong with you?
Hales and I
I had the
are
giggles.
exchanging messages. So is it my turn or you want to go, Hales?
I don't have that many.
Did you know secrets
Um,
don't make friends, right?
Friends don't make
But
secrets.
friends make secrets.
Yeah, that's
Anyway.
Off the rails.
Into the sky. Comic Zone for Sega Genesis. That was one that we played a lot of. Now that I'm thinking about it, there's a shitload that I could put from like the NES and the Sega Genesis that we played a lot of. That,
Sure.
You know, like Streets of Rage, Golden Axe, and Battletoads, and everybody. Ooh,
Oh, Battletoads.
But we played that a lot.
The music.
Yeah, we never made it past the jet ski part, but Splatterhouse 3, that was a huge game. Like, probably the first scary game I've ever played. Everything about it, like the creature designs and everything was good. And Future Cop LAPD for the PlayStation. You could turn in from a mech into like a little bitty floaty motorcycle thing, and you could step on people and run them over, and it was great.
Nice.
So
Yeah, there's a lot of Sega games that I left off that I probably shouldn't have.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, of course.
that was my
but
last one.
Speaking out of turn. boys.
Yeah, I know. I told you, I'm not having a good day right now.
the brain's on fire.
I have scatterbrain right now.
Well, yeah. All right. Well, in terms of my honorable mention, there's a lot here. The ones I felt really badly about leaving off were things like BioShock,
Yeah.
Heavy Rain, Mass
me too.
Effect 1,
Me too.
and GoldenEye for the N64.
Me too.
Yes, well, of course. Like GoldenEye, I mean, hours spent playing that game multiplayer. That was definitely my first multiplayer, like local multiplayer, when it came to FPS, and that was so much fun. Stacking remote mines out like 20 stack of remote mines. You remember doing that?
I never actually played the game. So.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Actually, my mom and dad are going through our old stuff, and for some reason, my mom yesterday came in and she's like, "I found this," and she handed me like a box full of old N64 games, and I'm like, "Oh great, what am I gonna do with all this?" And
GoldenEye was in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I actually just threw one over on the floor not too long ago. It was
Just
like,
throw it on the floor. That's what you do.
Yeah.
You can't play them, so you just throw it on the floor.
Something like that. Snowboard
What's that?
Kids. I don't know if you ever heard of
yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I actually have that like sitting on my floor somewhere. I had to lean over and look at it on the floor.
Did you throw that one down too?
Didn't stop.
Is there any doubt
You're
you are
ungrateful.
our comic relief?
He's our odd job.
He is.
Thank you. I'll be here all night.
Right. Well, what else? So I had Diablo 2 and Warcraft 3 here too, but I only wanted one Blizzard game, and then if I was going to choose one Blizzard game, it's definitely going to be StarCraft. But they're definitely deserving two.
Yeah.
And then the only other two would be Portal 1, because I
Yeah.
think it kind of just changed the whole landscape of what you could do in an FPS.
Right.
And then, Deus Ex, Human Revolution, because, as Bullets pointed out, it's a great story-driven game with choice done correctly. So, yeah, I would definitely have that as my last honorable mention.
Cool.
So is that it?
I think so.
Is that it, everybody? All right, guys. Well, that was Poorly Optimized podcast,
Poorly
episode
constructed.
1. Poorly constructed, poorly planned, poorly implemented. Hopefully,
That should be our thing every time we do a podcast.
that's right. It should be. And, hopefully everyone listens for episode 2 with more topics.
Yeah.
Bye, bitches.
Fuck you, Bullets.
We'll have to think of we'll have to think of the way to end it every time.
We'll have to give Bullets some shit every time we end it.
Yeah.
I have to make a hilarious comment like "bye, bitches." Or
I am
something similar
dumbass.
Every ending.
Or I feel like dumbass. Flaming red crotch brain.
Don't forget. If you go to.
I
a
was
pub,
feeding
you gotta
Bullets
dance
some
like Melinda.
answers when it was honorable mention.
Yeah, I
I
heard
felt
it.
I felt like Bullets wasn't prepared all of a sudden. I was like, so I wrote down what he wrote down, or what he said yesterday. So I was like,
Yeah.
Deus Ex.
Oh God, I don't know what happened, but my brain, after like when Monument started, I got tunnel brain on what I was doing. What?
That's not a real thing.
You're not recording still, are you?
Yes.
Oh no.
Yeah, you should we should have like a debriefing period. Like you should have like 5 minutes of like the after conversation.
I was over here looking at all the games I have purchased from the Steam
And we're
sale,
like, Bullets, what do
and
you
I'm
think?
looking at them all, and I'm like, I gotta fill up space. So I'm doing this, and while I'm doing it, I'm looking at games that I want to mention, and I couldn't think. I was like,
Line.
line. Good thing I can rely on you.
I got tunnel brain again.
I got total brain.
Case of the tunnel thing.
My brain looks like a dick.
Oh, I got to say L.A. Noir. Oh well.
I'm still
My
recording.
list
Say
is
it.
too long. I can't see anything.
Say it. You want to be a
What?
detective.
No,
Yeah.
I think he said that earlier, didn't he?
Okay. Yeah.
Or no, was that for the
No.
honorable mention? I don't know.
That was the part that got cut off. Oh
Oh.
well.
Fuck. Oh well.
Oh well.
I want
You
to be.
still,
Well-
you still made it in the thing about how I wanted to be a detective anyway.
Yeah, I know, but now everyone's like, what the fuck was
Yeah.
that?
It's okay. It's not me. It's you.
What?
It's
I'm
me,
not
but
with the
it's
case of
just
tunnel
out here,
brain.
so I don't really care. It's all on him, not on me.
I got tunnel brain.
I'm gonna install Universal.
All right, so Hales, are you?
Valkyrie?
Yes.
What's wrong with me?